And I formally apologize to everyone.
And we're live. Sorry that we're late. Just, you know.
It was because of me and Robbie.
Oh, no.
No, it's fucking White Castle. Fuck White Castle. Hashtag. Let's get it.
Hashtag fuck White Castle.
Hashtag fuck White Castle in the comments.
I mean, like...
The CEO of White Castle's watch canceled before we started.
let's cancel White Castles. Don't think there's enough color in White Castles. So it's been a while. How long has it been? It's been like a month and a half. Well, glad to see you guys' faces. It's been a while.
It's been a long time since you.
So let's go ahead and pick it back up. Last time we played, we finally got to the settlement of where
Imina?
Mike?
Where Mike and Matt, the King Killer, finally got you guys to the settlement of where his people were, and he presented to you Mike in a very how would you explain it?
Detained state?
Yes, a very detained state. You can tell that he was not of himself. How did we leave it off? I think at that moment,
Imina went in.
Imina went in, and Mike basically explained to you that Mike was losing his body to a deity. The deity was trying to take over his body, and only you could save him.
Cool.
Or at least that's what he thought. He's just like, I mean, like, you're a family. And after that, he was just like, I'm gonna leave you two alone. Alright.
Makes sense. He's a
Aren't there
bitch.
other people like Soter there too?
I mean, everybody was there, but I think at one point he just kind of basically was trying to get everyone out of the situation to basically be like, she might need some private time. Do you want to do this alone, or do you...
I think I brought him rum the last time we were there. Or, not rum, ale.
I think you were gonna get rum for him, for ale.
I had a whole keg in my bag of holding.
Oh, then maybe she was pulling out the ale.
Drinking.
She was ready. Alright.
So I think that's what was happening.
Alright. So, basically you see your father in a very detained state. Parts of him are shackled to the ground, parts of him are shackled to the wall. And you can see that it seems like every muscle in his body is just kind of firing off, like he is like in a full flex state. To simplify this, since he is kind of like losing his, like he's in a battle for his life, in a way of, will he have his, like, will his soul still be attached to his body, or will a entity be consuming him and taking over his body? I'm going to give you 3 chances to try to convince him in a way to come back. So, like, if you have, like, it's kind of like a roll-off, alright?
Are we in there with her?
Do you want them to be there with you as support?
That's fine.
Alright, yeah.
I'm going to
They
give
would
her
be,
guidance
naturally.
then. I don't know if that helps or not, but I'm going to give her guidance. Tapping you on the shoulder. It gives her a not a plus 4, but a D4. Add to your roll for checks. Roll me checks.
Oh. Imina. Good luck in there. Tap you. Cast plus. Now you get a d4.
So you get 2d4s. Happy birthday. Your dad's coming out.
Dad, wake up.
Are you my dad? Yeah, I need
That's your
you.
d4 plus 3. You had modifier.
Alright. So, what is the first thing that you want to try to do?
So they told me, the guy told me that I can try to pull my dad out of this.
Yes.
Okay. So then, are his hands shackled?
Yes. He is shackled like old medieval style, like to the wall, to the floor.
Hands to the wall, ankles to the floor.
That's what dripped down my
Just
wall.
oddly kinky. Okay.
Back facing you.
Huh.
It seems like there's also a cross there and an X formation.
Just
Wait, is this
crazy.
real?
Where'd the
No.
red light? I
Daddy?
think.
Daddy?
I mean, daddy.
Mommy, sorry. Mommy.
I'm gonna. I mean, he doesn't remember me because I don't know if he was there when I was born. I don't think he was. He was like, he had left before that. So he would remember my mom though. So I guess I would look at him and I don't know, I would ask him if he remembers my mom. I don't remember what her name is. I don't think we ever named her. I'm not sure.
We did, but I think we all came unprepared today.
That's the truth. This is a new thing for me. I'm
We all just sit there like,
disgusted.
it's a little risky. Gotta put some WD-40 on this.
I can look up her mom then. Hold on.
Look at the note taker. And the other note taker.
We went to Coops's.
Send a message to Amina's mom. Here we go. Amina's mom. Marie.
Marie. Micah Marie. Okay.
Marie.
So, yeah, I'm gonna walk up to him and clamp my hands on his face. Make him look at me. I'm gonna go, do you remember Marie? It's very dramatic.
Alright.
Since he's shackled.
So are you trying to, you're trying to persuade him. So roll a persuasion check.
Add 2d4s.
Plus 3.
Plus 3. Jesus Christ.
Persuade the fuck out of this fucker.
We were ready to help out.
Okay. That's it.
The support characters.
What the fuck is that?
I hate that.
I got a 12.
Total.
12 total.
I rolled a 3.
Wow.
She needed the help.
Yikes. Yeah. Alright.
I get 3
Let's-
chances. So if I get 3 chances, do I get to use the assistance on all 3 chances?
Well,
Yeah.
for mine, his probably, but
Next.
for mine, I have to guidance you each time. So I can just come each time you fail, I'll just come up and give you another one, and be like, "It's okay, maybe next time," and pat you on the back. And
It's okay, keep trying.
Oh yeah, it is one. Well, you have mine. Until,
Your little penguin goes.
You have mine until you're done. Mine's just concentration.
You see him whenever you say, "Do you know Marie?" You see that as he looks up at you, that there's a sort of focus in his eyes, and you can see like he is using like all that he can to try to focus on you, and you hear him like in an airy kind of like held back way go, yes, and he looks at you, and you can kind of slightly see that his eyes are kind of softening at the name that you've spoken, but you can still that everything inside of him is still like has this like what looks like a tints of rage that is kind of flowing through his body. He's still trying to kind of break the chains. So in that one, I will say you barely passed. Is there another way?
Are these like saving throws that she's doing?
Yes. Her whole task is to try to bring him back. And
Then then as she's doing that,
Oh, there you go.
I will walk up and shoot her with the needle in her shoulder. This will help.
You got some sharp ass nails, bro.
No, that was my finger. I
That's
cut my
needle.
nails.
Nah, I feel your nail. You get a big back scratch?
Concern. The concern.
Anyway.
I cut it
concerned.
though.
I just cut you this morning.
Good.
So it's another D4. Add a D4 to your roll
we're just stacking it out.
Okay.
for the next minute.
I know, I like it.
I still holding his face and I go, Marie's my mom.
My daughter. I'll tell you about it later. On break. Oh yeah.
So
It's all that.
I guess okay. You're saying that Marie's your mom. Your mom. Roll. I guess is that you're just trying to persuade him again.
I guess. I'm just trying to shake something in him and it's like, oh shit.
All right.
Revelation.
Roll another persuasion check, unless you have more to try to see if this touches him in any way.
You have 3 plus 4s. 3d4s plus a 3.
So it's at least +3.
Hey.
$26.
God dang.
God damn.
Oh wait,
Yes.
28.
28. Alrighty.
Oh, he heard that.
If you rolled a 4, that was because of me. Because of the guy.
I was gonna claim that one. That the
No.
4 was mine for sure.
The 4 was mine for sure.
No, yours didn't work, so it was my extra boldness.
No, I think she rolled like a 1 last time, and then
That was yours?
My roll gave her like a plus 12 out of 4. Somehow I don't know. I
That's
just have
impressive.
godly guidance
I
powers.
don't. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So, as all that happens, you can kind of see that at this point his face starts to soften, and you kind of hear him say, "I have a daughter,"
Aww, I got goosebumps from that.
and as he kind of says that, you can kind of see a small tear fall from his eye, and as that like tear kind of starts to fall from his eye, you immediately see him just kind of like have this moment where his eyes just kind of go wide, and he's trying to just like hold everything in, and it seems like his voice changes to like a more deeper guttural voice, and you hear it say, "No spawn of his shall get in my way of conquering this earth."
Snap back to reality.
And right before that happens, you kind of hear, like, after that is said, you see a brief moment where he's like, "Hope." And you can see as all this is happening, like, the chains are starting to, like, he's starting to, like, pull them, and he's starting, like, you can see, like, his body is, like, fighting, trying to pull the anchors out of the wall. What is the last thing that you're going to do to really bring him to this side?
Probably really use a cleric right now.
Gonna go up behind you, give you some more guidance, be like, "You're doing great, Imina. Hang in there. You got this."
Is there anything that you feel like, since, I guess to help you out is, you are his daughter. You know that he loved Marie.
Yell out.
Do you have anything
Hug him.
that you feel like would strongly connect all three of you guys together?
She gave the shield back though, didn't she?
I used alter yourself on another person.
Well, I have the shield
You have the
You could.
that he gave my mom, and I have the sword or the axe
Oh yeah, you gave
that my mom gave me.
I can try something. I don't know if it'll help, but if you want, I think I have an idea.
What are you thinking?
I'm going to message you silently. I can alter my appearance to look like your mom.
It's gonna be real awkward if he leaves it. You just saying. Just saying right now.
I don't know if that would help bring him out of his state.
I don't know either.
How many years have passed?
Well, I'm
Like,
like
last time you saw her.
20 something. The last time I saw her was
No,
when
the
we went
last
to
time
town.
he saw her, she
Oh.
was a youngin'. Now,
Yeah. I got my notes from when we saw my mom.
It's been a while.
What do you want me to do?
Didn't your mom give you a sword?
She gave me an axe,
axe of short.
but I didn't know if it was the.
Oh. You might know what this is.
Yeah.
Soter said Imina is his
Do
BFF
you
in the
know,
heart.
what are you looking for?
Just to see if there was anything else that she said or gave me.
Marie loved Imina's father. I have that in my notes.
Roll me if you can't find it in your notes, roll me a history check. I'll let you have advantage.
Whoa!
And 2+4.
I'm mad. I've had a ring of protection this whole time. What am I? An investigation?
No, history check.
I don't remember. Well,
Plus
at least we know about it
3d4s.
now.
Plus 3d4. Plus 3.
With advantage.
With advantage.
The 4 was mine again. I know.
Remember what I rolled for this round? What's your total right now?
I think you rolled 3 twos.
So 20 then?
Not 20.
Okay, it was 14.
Did you add the +3?
Yeah.
Robbie's, so that makes
No.
it 23.
Plus my history, which is 0. So 20.
A dirty 20.
23.
23.
I mean, that's good enough.
And anything that the ring of protection gives me that I just found out I had.
So, what you remember with that sword is that sword was...
Axe.
Yes, that axe.
I do see that it was passed down from like woman to woman in my family.
Yes. And your mother was the last person to hold that sword, or that axe.
This is true.
So you start to make the connection that this isn't just a ceremonial sword. This is not a ceremonial axe. This axe has probably also seen battle. The last battle that they had was the battle of the orcs, when the orcs came in. You start to make the connection that your father, like she told you, your father turned a liking to your mother because she was, even though she was very strong and could handle her own, she was very soft and gentle.
And funny, don't forget the funny.
And funny.
Just scared to take out a weapon. I was working so hard on.
Wait. Did we have our weapons and shit taken when we came in here? I thought this was like a sanctuary type place or something.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't remember giving up anything.
Yeah, I don't remember telling you guys to. Really sure.
But granted, that was over a month
Because I
ago.
can see you
Cause I
guys.
still have my shield.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna take the axe from my back. And I'm gonna hold it like this and be like, my mom fought for you. Please fight for us.
Aww. Shut up right now, bro. I'm gonna cry.
I mean to cry. I mean, also sheds a tear. Exact same eye that her dad did.
Exact same line.
Tara's actually crying.
What
Carrots
are you
and floor
doing
marrow.
with the shield?
Yeah, solidarity.
I mean, that's on my back. So, I could turn around like a turtle. And do like one of the, like, Kuba Bro spin.
Didn't they say not to show him the shield though?
I don't know, that's
Because
what's,
the shield has the
Yeah.
glass space on it.
yeah. I feel like that would be more detrimental than would be helpful.
Yeah.
Roll me the last roll. See what happens.
Why? Really?
That wasn't mine.
That's not bad.
That's 3.
13.
Golly.
And then, am I doing a persuasion again?
Yeah.
So 15.
That's not bad.
Because she has 3d4s.
Thank God for those 3D floors.
Plus 3 plus this.
Plus 2.
So as this all happens, you place the axe at his feet, and you see like how he goes from this raging, just what seems like almost like a raging homicidal like beast of a man, quickly kind of turn into a very still, like almost kind of falls into like a puddle. As he looks upon that axe. And you can tell by the energy that is going on. At first you could feel this very strong presence of something that didn't feel familiar. All kind of disappear. All kind of become very minuscule. And you just see him trying to get close to this weapon, trying to pull in some way, shape, or form trying to just reach this weapon, trying to drop down to his knees, but he is physically so restrained that he can't. And you can kind of see that from just pure exhaustion of seeing of like what he's been through for the past couple days and having such a moment of relief, Mike passes out. And you kind of hear the door open, just that iron door that just open up, and you kind of see Laurel kind of peek his head in. Is everything clear?
He's either asleep or dead, but I'm not sure which. So I'm gonna lean over and try to check for a pulse or something.
You feel that he has a pulse, but he's just out.
Okay. He's not dead. He's just asleep.
He's like, cool. Well, great work, Hotshot. He just kind of goes, well, guys are out here and we're all kind of making dinner, so if you guys are hungry, you guys can come on out. And he goes, but we'll send the clerics in, we'll get them all cleaned up and see what happens. Just keep them monitored. Who knows, that thing might come back.
I hope not.
I have a question. So, does Imina still think that that's not her dad, and she's still bent on the face on the back being her dad, or did they convince her?
I was a little suspicious walking in, but once, I said, hey, you remember Marie? And,
Yeah, okay.
saw that, I was like, okay, so he remembers her. And I was like, Marie's my mom. And they said something about, I have a kid. And I was like, okay, this is my dad.
This my daddy.
Oh. So,
At least he got 2 eyes.
so as that all happens, Laurel kind of opens up the door. 2 clerics kind of rush in. You can see that they have kind of pulled him down, laid him out, kind of restrained his arm and legs, but in a more relaxed state. So instead of it being above his head, they put him closer to his waist. His legs are still restrained, but they kind of start to carry him on a what are those things called? Stretcher, yeah. So they carry him out on a stretcher and they kind of take him to a different building. Laurel kind of opens up, as the door is open, he just goes, so are you guys just going to stay in there, or we going to get food? I mean, he just kind of looks at you guys, kind of throws the hands up, that's kind of follow, and as he walks, and you can kind of see a huge crowd of tents that are all kind of built up, and you can kind of see that they've made a chow hall, a chow line out in the open of one of the abandoned old buildings.
I'm gonna look towards Imina. I'm like, are you okay to go out there? Do we need to take a moment?
I mean, there's nothing to do now, except wait, so yeah, we can go.
How was seeing your dad for the first time? Was it your first time? Am I making an assumption?
Sorry. I don't know yet. I'm just gonna shrug my shoulders. Walk away.
Following pursuit.
So, there's a chow hall.
Yeah, so like you guys see like one of the like abandoned buildings, they've kind of taken what is left of it because it's just kind of like the outside casing of it. So they've kind of taken blankets or what type of like tarp that they would have, animal skin, and kind of laid it on top just to kind of insulate it and keep it warm. And you can kind of see that there's like multiple I guess you would say cauldrons, where they would have some type of stew or soup that they're just kind of serving out. It's all the same thing, and they're all just kind of, everyone has their little personal bowl, and they all just kind of get in line, and everyone's just going. And
Kidding, it was a joke. It was a joke.
no, part of me is like, yes, it's haggis. It's like a beef stew, beef vegetable stew, mostly potato-y based. So as you guys all sit down, Loro kind of looks at you guys, walks up, and he's like, is it okay to sit with you guys?
Remind me of who Loro is again. Is that the guy who came up to us being weird and like, that's that dude?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Oh wait, who's the one that like Chelsey was kind of flirting with and he got red?
He was a Goliath. Don't personally have his
That was the one
name.
writing in the notebook. I
Yes,
think.
that was the
Did he die?
No,
No,
he
he's
he
still
almost
alive.
died, but he didn't.
yeah,
Because you
he's
saved
alive.
him.
Yeah, he is alive.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot that.
Did he like
I
fall on
don't
top of
remember
him or
that.
something? And I was
Yeah,
like,
you were like, hey.
The fight with the thing,
With the what
the
thing?
white thing, came out of the ground.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
the lantern head.
Right.
And then Imina saved him, and then they flirted, and he got embarrassed.
He was like,
It's like, oh, a female is touching me.
I've never
like, "Oh,
touched
my."
a woman before.
Oh my. So Loro kind of like sits down and kind of like
Wouldn't you take a sugar bit? No.
a Death Note style like L kind of sit, and he's just kind of like, he's like in a squat, and he's like sitting with you guys, and he goes, so like you guys are out here, we've met Imina's dad, and that was pretty cool, pretty crazy, pretty wild. So he's like, so I mean, you guys said you guys are going to join the ranks, right? Or are we still up in the air about that? You guys still just passing along? What was the plan again?
When did we say that?
Ranks? Don't recall.
I mean, like, I felt like I tried to convince you guys, like, put the thought in your head. Thought you guys were down, down with the queen, fuck the queen. I thought we were
Fuck
all
the
about that.
Yeah.
Exactly. I
Fuck
thought we
the
were all
queen.
about that.
Just instinctively say that. And
So,
then,
like-
why did I say that?
So just kind of wondering, like, where's our heads at?
Why did we want to join his group?
To get to Amina's dad, which we've done, and
but
now he wants
it's
us
not
to
free.
fight his war because he needs bodies, like inside.
my issue is, where do the furbolgs stand with this?
We still are waiting for confirmation or just where they're sitting. We had people go out to see. They should be back by tomorrow night to see if they are confirmed or denied of where they're going to stand. And if they don't want to be in it, that's cool. That's fine by me.
And the point of this war you're about to start is to gain more land for the Goliaths.
Well, it's for all these people who've been shut out. Even for the Furbolgs. Why should we have to stay in our part while these people, they shut us out in these barren lands?
Who are the people he's fighting against?
The people.
Zira said about Scar.
I'm sorry, I understood nothing. What was it?
We're fighting against the queen. So when we went to the castle with Bhel and he got us in and stuff, and then the king almost died, and now there's a new queen. Did the king die?
No, the king
I thought he was just really sick.
Yeah, the king got really sick.
So the king got really sick, which was the mission we went to go get the crystals.
Yeah.
And then this whole time thing happened with Niramour's father, I think, and stuff. And he was like, don't do this a lot. Like, you're going to do what you need to do, but, like, just be careful. And then we came back with the crystals, and then
the king
she...
tried to get assassinated.
That was before we went to get the crystals, I think. And then the queen kind of took over because he was really sick. So now they announced her, and...
Why do we hate her?
Well...
She started the war on magic, I think.
Yeah, she started...
Oh.
She hasn't started it yet, but...
She's trying to...
Okay, so, time out to get everything clarified. Alright, so, previously, before all this stuff happened, there was a war on magic.
Yeah.
As you guys are looking through the books, you guys found out there was a war on magic.
Which pushed
A lot of the people who, like, after the war on magic had happened, they decided that they were going to ostracize the orcs, the Warforge, the Furbolgs, because the humans did not trust them, and with the orcs they were like with the orcs they felt justified that they were savages, so we have to push them away. With the Warforged, they felt like, hey, your job here was done. You fought the war. Congratulations. Here's land. We won't bother you. You don't bother us. That's fine. And with the Furbolgs were like, they kind of were like, here's your native land. We'll cut a cut right here. We'll take this part. And they kind of like, in a way, dealt evil hands and kind of tricked each tribe or each, sort of race into believing that, oh, we just want this little bitty part, it's fine. But when they realized that a lot of the middle part of Vieski was just a wasteland, the only people who truly have a good part of it are the Furbolgs, but that's because that's what they've made out of it. They've created and tilled the earth and worked hard for that. And
facts.
And I think what is happening is what you guys have now seen is after almost an assassination attempt, the queen who is now standing there is trying to say, all right, cool, I think we need to, she's been convinced by the council to go back and revert back to almost a, let's put a pause on magic, let's stop the education of that going on, because it looks like it's starting to start something that we're not ready for and stuff.
So her and the council have instilled this law that there's no magic. Magic is illegal.
No, they haven't done that yet. The only thing that she's really implemented so far is getting everyone's name down that can use magic.
Yes.
And that's why we were all like, this is super sus.
So it's a superhuman registration act.
Pretty much.
Huh.
We're about to be the X-Men.
Right. So is she also taking land back that she had given? Is that an issue? I mean, because it sounds like he's trying to reclaim.
She hasn't, but when they originally distributed it, the land from the war, I don't know how many years ago, it was like 150, I don't know.
Yeah, like around that time.
They gave them the shit land out further north. And the Yalkai, which is the Furbolgs, my tribe, already, like, since we already have, like, magic in us, and we're, like, a lot of us are druids, we were able to cultivate the land we were given. And the land, I think the land that we were given was a lot better than what the other races kind of got. but it
So-
wasn't the best.
And the Warforge basically got put into this little corner, like y'all stay here.
They kind of were like, yeah, they were kind of like, they were like, it wasn't that like you have this plot of land. They were just kind of like,
Stay out the way.
just go. And
Yeah.
the Warforged kind of knew that they were unwanted
Right.
in the land. So they were like, all right, cool. We're going past the mountains into the wasteland. We don't need to eat. We
Right.
don't need to drink. So being in this wasteland is no problem. But we're mad because why are we being cast aside after we
Right.
fought your war?
Yes. So,
Is there fear being instilled across the land for magic users as well? I thought that was a thing.
I mean, we came across it,
Yeah, we came across
So-
it, yeah.
kinda, because
Like
we
the-
were either gonna fight or run, and we ended up running because they were trying to register us.
Because, yeah, there's not a lot of magic users to begin with in the lands that they're talking about because...
Oh yeah, Niramour yeeted someone in public.
God damn it, Niramour, you ruined everything. God damn. But yeah.
So technically, everything that Leroux was talking about, we kind of
We kind of, yeah. we
agree
kinda-
with, but we are hesitant because we'll fall under his clan banner. Is that
I am hesitant because there was some talk about him being the new orc king, and my people are like keeping safe the actual true king, which I thought the king of his original tribe got killed or something like that.
Oh, you're talking about Rastar
Yeah.
and the Goliaths. Yes. The original king of the Goliaths was killed by Leroux.
Yeah, which this is why I'm like, that's why I was super hesitant to join him before, but we were doing it for Amina's dad, and now I'm like even more super hesitant because he's not like the rightful heir. He just killed one of my childhood friend's dad, and I was like, bruh.
Is this the same clan that was running across Amina's mom's places?
No, this clan is no. This is
No.
no.
So,
We always have a lot of confusion about what characters are who.
No, I was just making
I don't have any
I'm pretty
confusion.
sure
Me and Greg are on the same page right now.
Where you going?
Me and Greg are tight.
I'm just reviewing.
all right.
so that I
That's-
know.
So,
yeah.
with the Goliaths and Autumn, with your character Cuilorea, you would know that even though that the true heir king was killed, it wasn't like a unjust death. There is a clause in the Goliath kind of law that says that anyone can
Can
take the crown through
But
through
my
combat.
issue was is he gonna seek out my childhood best friend and try to kill him so he doesn't try to raise a thing to the throne? That was my thing.
Yeah.
But he's
Not my
a,
childhood best friend, my childhood friend.
Do they know about him?
I don't think you
Probably.
guys, maybe. I don't know. You guys.
Does
We
he know
know,
about
we
him?
know that he got sent. I can't remember if it was like a peace thing where they did a transfer student type of thing, or if he was sent secretly.
Oh,
to
I don't
be
think
safe.
you guys know that. No, he was sent with us to be safe from not the
No, you told
war.
us this.
yeah, it was spoken.
I told you guys about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably did voice my opinion on this guy.
So
So it was secret. So he
it
was-
was kind of a secret thing, like, hey, we'll protect you. You protect us. And then, like, at the moment, like, hey, I know we have this kind of peace treaty going on. We have one favor for you.
Yeah.
Like,
Which
just if you guys can do this for us.
So he
And
may or may not know about it.
So he may or may not know about him.
Well, yeah, which is also the thing because we had this peace treaty with them because we were like keeping the Goliath's son with us to keep him safe. And I didn't like Cuilorea now is like, oh my god, this man is dead. Do we still have a peace treaty with them? Like, now what's going on? You know what I mean? And if they say no to like helping in this war, is he then gonna try to take our land? That's where Cuilorea's head is at currently. She's very cautious. I would like to speak to her family about it.
This all makes sense, doesn't it? Okay. I get it. Yeah, I say we just we stay Switzerland for now.
which is what my plan was gonna be. So we could stay here and still talk to Amina's dad, but not join.
So we're refusing the offer to join Clan Leroux or whatever the clan is.
And he's like,
So we're basically just saying like we want to know what the Frolog say first.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I want to say that. But
Well, you said
I
it
would
at the
just
beginning.
say, like,
We're
yeah,
still
we're here
debating.
for Amina's dad right now.
yeah.
we're undecided.
We will remain the 5 of spades.
And he just goes, okay. But he's just kind of like, I mean, we all agree about, everything, but I get it, no pressure at all. What I would say, just don't be so amongst yourselves. Interact with these people, We got orc people to talk to, Imina, they're your people, right?
Do I see the Goliath that she
Speaking
was
of
flirting
my
with?
people, hey, where's that guy?
I was just about to be like, I point him out and be like, be like, there he is, but no,
They're
go
looking
ahead.
for the shy
The shy guy.
Goliath.
Leroux kind of looks around and goes, I mean, he's somewhere. Make a perception check.
Okay.
All of us?
No,
No.
Imina, since she's the one looking for him.
15.
Nah, you're wrong.
So as that's kind of as you're looking amongst the crowd, you kind of start swinging back to the line, the kind of the Chow Hall line, and you actually see him at like one of the big pots, kind of stirring while reading a book, and you just kind of see him just mindlessly just stirring. At one point, he kind of just lets go of it. It's still spinning, and he kind of picks it back up. So yeah.
So I've got my bowl in front of me, and I see him, and I look down, and my soup bowl is half full, and I'm just gonna pick it up and just swallow it in one go. And I go, I think I'm ready for seconds.
Is it bad? I just thought, good soup.
Yeah!
Good soup. So yeah, after the good soup, I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna go, I think I'm ready for seconds. And I'm gonna walk up to the line. I don't know if it's long or anything, but
You're cutting
I'm
to
not gonna
where he's
cut
at?
people or
Oh.
anything. I'll wait my turn.
You should definitely cut people.
I mean,
So
that's
You
fine.
know who my
Should
dad
be-
is?
So you, after a minute or so, you finally get back up to the Chow line, and you can see that he's still just mindlessly looking up and or looking down, and you can see that he's just kind of doing this. He's reading the book, just very glued to this book. What are you trying to do to get his attention?
I'm gonna kind of lean in and I'm gonna go, it's good soup.
What is this Game of Thrones vibes? When they're doing the line, they're trying to play with the other guy. Good soup, bro.
And he just kind of he sits there and he kind of has this brief moment of he's like, yeah, it's good soup, and you can see he completely misses the bowl and just pours it kind of on the side of your hand. Just,
It's okay, because my bowl was half tilted anyway, so we're both aware there was no purpose in this.
and he's just I'm so sorry. And he just kind of let me just and try to go back, and as he goes back in and he gets a big just scoop, and it's pretty heavy, and he just kind of breaks, and he just goes, "Oh, and
I'm
like
gonna take my bowl and just like dip it into the thing, and we're like, it's no problem.
he just kind of goes,
The bottom end of the spoon's like floating in my. It's good. I'm not even looking. I'm just like staring at him.
and he's like, "Yeah, you enjoy that soup."
It's not good soup. It's stew.
He's like, "I knew that."
This is the most awkward.
If you get done here, we're sitting over there.
And he goes, ah, and like you can see like the other Goliaths kind of like looking at him.
So I go and I say,
Are you in?
I will-
Where are we? Do you hear the
I mean,
conversation?
yeah, I've been watching her the whole time.
She's fumbling.
So I go.
He might yeah, he might not have heard us,
We
but he
made up.
did see the
He
soup
just sees
spill, the spoon break, me dip my bowl into the thing.
So I say, I'll take over. I have no need to eat, and I push him in her direction. And now I am finding another spoon,
Aww.
and I am handing the soup out.
Aww.
So I pushed him. Go.
So he, takes off his little apron. Like you can kind of see like small gestures of like the other Goliaths, kind of like like patting his other guys on the shoulder. And was like,
Got a hot chick here, bro.
like, all right, okay. Boys getting out of the
They're
show.
like, damn, the nerd, the hottest bitch in this club.
They're like, all right, cool. He's getting out of his shell. Like, let's go, boy. Let's go. So he tries to like keep his book, and you can see one of the Goliaths just kind of smacks the book out of his hand. Let me just look at him. Nah, buddy.
I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna look at them, and I'm gonna say, pick it up.
And they're like, but this guy's usually
Pick it up.
I thought you were trying to talk to the guy. He's just gonna be in his book all day.
We can talk about the book.
Aww, I
He's
love
like-
you. What the fuck? Aww.
He just goes like,
Stand up for her party.
you see one of them, he goes, man, he just picks up the book and be like, you gonna regret this. I'm just saying, boy, don't get out of his book. You don't like talk to nobody, like, shit.
The character trope where he doesn't talk to anyone but you.
He's like,
So then I'm gonna, after he picks the book up and I make sure that he hands it to him, I'm gonna turn on my heel and just kind of like, not like, come on, let's go.
and like you can kind of hear like the one guy when he reached down, like all the other guys are like, ooh, like you kind of, it's kind of like that, like that just kind of punking him because he's just like, she made you pick up the book. Like, what you gonna do? But they were also kind of like looking at, shy guy over here. We need to give him a name. We will have a name.
He has a name.
He does, but he will have
It's
a
okay,
name.
I don't remember his name, so we're gonna have to talk about it.
It's in one of my books. But they kind of look at him. They're like, boy. They just kind of nudge him along.
Is it Talin?
Well, Talin's the main dude that was the commander guy.
No, I think
No,
this
Talin
one's
was the
Talin.
one-
Because this one, it says Talin got caught by a walker and then
Then it had to be him because that's the one that you fell on.
Yeah, I think so.
Dupris.
That's the Paris is the country, the kingdom. It probably is Talon.
That's Talin. The guy that we think is weird is Matthew Lauro. So notes.
So as we're walking back to the table, we're like, so it's Talin, right?
And he's like, yeah, my name's Talon.
So what are you reading?
And he kind of like, he looks at the book and he's like, it's a story that I got from one of the bookstores back at an old town near the border.
Really, a story? What's it about?
Oh no, I don't really want to talk about it. It's kind of embarrassing. The guy's kind of harassed me about it. It's a love story.
Well, you seem interested in it. I would like to know.
And he's
I'm obsessed. Shut up. No, keep going. That didn't agree.
he looks at you and goes, I mean, are you sure? I mean, usually everybody I try to kind of explain this whole thing about, they laugh at me and they're like, it's stupid, it's just a book, books are stupid. I don't know, I'm really interested in this book. I used to have a friend who used to read books when we were younger.
Well, that's really cool. Me and my friends fight things.
Yeah, that's
We kill. He's used to that. He's used to being around.
Me and my friends are
like,
murder hobos.
He looks at you and goes, yeah, I've seen that you guys are really good at that.
Yeah, I don't think we really intended to be. But the Talin Cuilorea, she found us and she told us that we had a mission. We had to save the world or something.
You also do.
I think we've gotten a little sidetracked since then, but I'm kind of glad we did.
And he
Have you also done it?
do what?
Have they sit down there?
Yeah.
Roll it.
Yeah, I think we had just gotten in Seto.
What'd you get?
17.
What was all that about?
I was making sure he saw me.
Oh, so it didn't sit
He was
on
so
you?
fixated, I'm only barely over the table. On the seat.
And
He noticed me before he said that.
he noticed you guys, but he's just kind of very focused on her.
That's exactly why I asked you to roll. If it's gonna be low, he is.
Just in case he sits on you. Hey, I'm sitting here.
Is Matthew Loro still sitting with us?
No. At that point, after you guys said no, and he kind of tells you guys to mingle with people, try to get to,
Okay.
get other preferences from how everybody, get other views. He kind of walks away. You can kind of see that he's bouncing around, talking to everybody.
Make sure.
Crap, where were we?
They're
Talking.
talking about romance.
The book.
Yeah.
I'm serving soup.
I'm over here with Niramour going.
So
Oh, with the baby.
he kind of looks at you guys and goes, "Yeah, I've met a couple furbolgs." He kind of he goes, "Yeah, I kind of met a couple furbolgs when I was younger. There are some interesting ones with they have a lot of interesting powers. Some are, I've met a clan of barbarian ones. They have a really interesting culture that I really like to get close to, but I'm stuck here, so."
Yeah.
The furbolg sitting 5 feet away from him is
Cuilorea is really interesting. She goes invisible sometimes, not a lot, and and she has a penguin, but not all the time. And she can talk to trees,
All the time.
right, Cuilorea?
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I can turn invisible and talk to trees sometimes, and I don't have a penguin. He's just kind of he's a figment of my
That's magical essence.
magical essence. I just kind of formed him into being a penguin because my magical I pull out the pebble I got from the penguin that gave it to me. This is from, like, do you know how, like, druids sometimes have, like, animal friends? I'm trying to explain it.
In basic terms.
In basic terms.
Layman's terms.
Hey.
Amina's really confused. I don't do magic, and I'm like,
well, he gave it to me, or the penguin did. She gave it to me, but she gave it to me. And usually the guys give the girls penguins, but like we had a pretty close bond.
So it was like a friendship stuff.
Yeah.
He like.
But she's gone now, so.
He kind of was like.
I mean, it's really still trying to figure it out. She's just like.
And he kind of looks at you and goes.
While she's figuring that out, I'm gonna be like, you mentioned you had a friend that also read books with you, and that you've been to like a Furbolg village. Could that perhaps be, the dead king's son?
And he looks at you, and you kind of see as he says that, as you say that, he kind of looks around, and he kind of like he just goes, I don't know what you're talking about.
Me either.
Okay.
But that rock's really pretty.
Thank you. I'm gonna like be like, oh, now I am even more sus. This place is even more sus.
Yikes.
So I'm gonna be like, okay, you guys can carry on your conversation. If you want to, we can talk later about your interest in the Furbolg lifestyle.
And he kind of he looks at you and goes, that would be awesome. I would definitely have to get a notebook.
Okay, well, maybe she can find you later, and she can bring you to me, and we can talk. Okay.
I'm like looking at Cuilorea with like this look of intimidation.
No, I'm looking at you like. I'm making like I'm like.
No.
I'm looking at Niramour like, please send her a message that I'm not trying to hit on her man.
It's that subtle like look of like
she can be there when we talk. I'm not trying to steal her.
You know the TikTok where they're like, guys don't understand, but girls do. That double look.
I didn't understand it. Chelsey had to explain it to me. She's like, I don't get it.
It's the get me out of here look.
Apparently.
I'm like,
Very subtle.
Yes, very subtle.
So I'm gonna like physically turn to him, like using the half ladle that I have, eating my soup with the half ladle. And I say, so what's the book about? You said it's a love story?
Yeah, so
I got soup.
he's like, it's kind of a multi-book series. This is kind of like the second book. But story is about a man who goes out on a venture, finds a town, and the town is like kind of impoverished, has, you know, a lot of slaves. He frees the whole town at one point, and he rescues a woman, and at one point she tries to say that she's like eternally, you know, into debt with him, and he just tries to set her free, but she just continues along, and I guess at that point he tries to protect her. It's like it's a good story. I think it's missing a couple things.
Like what?
I mean, like, it's great that he's the hero, but like I just don't like that she's just so like protect me and be there, like she doesn't really do anything. Like she's just there. Like she has no backstory. She has no like really
She's not a hero.
dialogue. yeah, it's all based on him, and like it's cool, like, you know, he gets to do awesome things, but everybody else is just flat. Like, need a little more to this story.
Maybe you should write your own story.
Maybe. I just.
In this moment, I'm hoping she realizes that he literally just described his type as being Imina, being the hero and the one that steps forward, and not Cuilorea. And Cuilorea's like, this is great. Maybe she'll realize that they're meant to be.
Cuilorea's a hero too. Imina sees her as a hero.
She's a passive hero. You're more of the type that he's looking for. He's like, I want a woman who can save me, not me to save her.
He kind of looks at it and goes, I mean, I've thought about making my own story. I think right now I'm just more of trying to find the inspiration. I really just wanted to see more, just get away from the tribe and experience other people and be around people who don't think like me. You know? And that's been the frustrating thing. It's always about strength and being the strongest person and all this stuff, and like that's great, but what about everything else? You know, he's just kind of sitting there like, I don't. So that's kind of why I'm stuck here. So, oh no.
Well, it seems like you have a family here at least. Like, those guys might pick on you, but they kind of seem like brothers.
He kind of is like, I mean, yeah, it gets tiresome. He's like, it just gets tiresome with the fact of, like, they've always wanted to flex their strength. Like, that is just all that they have. And when I try to show them that there's more to that, that's when they want to joke and stuff like that. And it's funny at first, but then it just kind of gets old, and I'm just tired of it.
I understand.
Wait, is your brain a muscle? Is that a muscle or is it just an organ? No, it's just an organ.
Is your brain a muscle?
I think it's just an organ. I'm gonna...
Okay, Google.
Yeah.
Is your brain a muscle or an organ?
No, I know it's an organ. I didn't know if it was...
Your brain isn't actually a muscle. It's an organ. One that actually plays a huge role in controlling muscles throughout your body.
Okay. I'm gonna say... I'm gonna be like... Well, technically, the brain is the thing that controls the muscles. So if you're the brain of the operation, you control the muscles. So if you're super smart, you have something to add.
And he kind of goes, yeah, and I've thought about joining the council, but I've heard that it isn't really a great place to sit at. And as I've kind of been LaRoe's traveling right-hand man, it isn't fun sitting at this angle. You see a man who really doesn't take everyone's advice. He kind of wants a yes man. And it's kind of scary to see a man who has all this power and all these people who follow him almost blindly be consumed by that. So
Thanks. Is there music playing? Like, what's happening around us? Like, give me the environment to download.
So
Are we merry and cheer? Are people splashing drinks together and arm wrestling? Or is it more like a military camp?
It's a little bit of a military camp, but you can see that everyone's just kind of like has their circles, and at one point, like food stops getting served, and everyone's kind of in the middle of the circles.
In the middle of the circle?
Well, everyone's wrong words. Everyone just kind of like starts just forming circles and eating. As that all happens, you guys start seeing, as you guys are kind of all conversating, you guys start seeing a group of men kind of walking through everything, like, and everyone's head just starts to turn and starts to look at them, and you start seeing a hush go through the crowd, and you might hear like small snickers here and small snickers there, but there's almost a overall hush that goes through the crowd.
I'm gonna lean into Talin and say, who are they? Is Soter back to us?
I have just wandered back to you guys with an apron and a hat on.
Great.
He looks to you and says, "Those are the Warforge that we were trying to recruit." And he kind of looks up and he goes, "That's their leader." And
I look.
They're here. That must be good news.
I take my hat off quick.
I can see Soter just come over and he like hears that, he's like
he's like, "I don't
see Soter do that, so I straightened up my hair. Like, oh, it must be important.
So, do I recognize them?
Yes, you recognize these four people as
They are the leaders of the AI.
yes.
So, rip the apron off, put my cloak back on, and I walk toward them. Well, yeah, I walk toward them quickly.
Alright, and as that happens, let's see, we are going to go on a break. Alright, and we will be right back.
Cool.
Awesome. See you guys in 10 minutes.
I'm trying to go with the building.
And we're back. Regular went a little bit longer than usual, but it is what it is.
We're talking about my education.
And we're talking about life. Trying to get paid. Get less money.
Talking about my want to. I'll text Jeff right now. I'll hire you without an interview.
Literally, that's what
That's what
happened
he
to
did
me.
for me and Chelsey.
Alright, so
That's a big jump in my life, guys.
as you guys are all
You work with
moving
us?
down, or as you guys are all sitting down having a conversation, everyone goes dead quiet, silence happens amongst the crowd, and you see four Warforge walking up kind of down a path to like the front of the encampment. Is Soter doing anything after
Yeah.
taking off his hat?
Yeah, I took off the hat and apron. Are they walking toward him, or
No,
does he
they're
make?
kind of like like you're here and they're walking like
Right.
just
So
past
I
you.
want to make a beeline. Not running, but I'm walking pretty brisk to try to meet them before they get to where they're trying to go.
Alright. So, as you're walking up... My phone! As you're walking up, you see a very kind of a thin-framed Warforge wearing what is kind of like very billowy, long, flowing robes with a quarterstaff on her back, and she turns to you because she kind of sees you in her peripheral, and she kind of looks over, then does it like a double take, and she taps the Warforge on her, the Warforge in front of her on their shoulder, and they look back at her and they point, and you hear the female go, Soter?
What?
And I obviously recognized all four of them. Is that right?
Yeah.
So I say, Isis.
Soter!
Isis, it is good to see you.
Ah,
It is good to see all of you.
where have you been? And like, you see the tallest Warforge who's kind of been marching a couple feet in front, and they turn and they look at you. He looks at you with a glaive on his back and go. They all kind of do that whole Soter like.
Does it all look exactly the same?
Well, they all don't look exactly the same.
No, the gesture.
Yeah,
Is it
the
like-
gesture is very like a shocked look, like a what? Hey, like that. Hey, what's this buddy doing here? Kind of
I didn't
thing.
know you were forged. Are these the people from the one town that we went to?
No, these people are from my original town.
I thought you were like 2 years old and
Uh,
like woke up and had no memory of things.
That is correct. And I guess that will, if it doesn't get explained, I'll explain it later.
Okay.
But yeah, that is accurate.
Okay. Confused. Okay.
They're like, how have you been?
I have been wonderful. I have been adventuring.
They're like, we haven't seen you in a couple years.
Yes, it has been a long time.
You know, they kind of look at you like, so you coming back? You
Oh, I do not know. I have a new group. They are my friends. They are my
A flesh
new
sex.
family, pretty much.
They're weak.
I will
love them.
show you. I will introduce
You're
you
like
to
my
them.
cats.
the taller one, Glaive looks at you, and he
Is that Glaive or Osiris? Is it the leader?
Which one's the leader?
Osiris.
Osiris. So Osiris looks at you, and he says to them, he goes, "All right, I know this is a great moment, and that's wonderful, but we are actually on a little bit of a mission. So, let us get what we need to do, and we'll come back. We'll have a nice little family reunion and all that. Maybe you can come back with us." And he goes, "Yeah, you can bring your new family too."
Okay, I will let you handle your business, and I will let my family know that my family is here.
And he looks at you. And he looks at you and goes, "Never forget who we are."
I have not forgotten.
What? You did forget though.
You don't.
I'm so confused. You don't understand how confused I am.
And he looks at you and says,
Do you only remember when you see them?
Give me a second. So, I was awoken in a cave.
Yes.
The bartender
Yes.
took me
Yes.
while I'm there during this time period, before Imina even starts frequenting the bar.
Okay.
A couple of them come into the bar. They're like, holy shit, it's a Warforge. They recognize me. I don't recognize them.
Okay.
They take me back to the forge to show me and teach me who I am, where I'm from. And I'm like, okay, that's great. They were like, come back when you're ready. So I go back to the bar, then meet Imina and live there. And I haven't seen them.
I thought the whole point of leaving though was to go find them because you didn't know who you are.
No.
What was the point in leaving with the group then? Just to hang out with Imina?
Pretty much, yeah. Have an
Okay.
adventure. I'd never
This
had an
entire
adventure.
time, I thought you didn't know who you were or where you came from.
No, I am Soter,
Pretty sure I wrote
Warforge,
that
built
in
for
the
battlefield combat and
Pretty sure I
support.
wrote that in the theme song.
Yeah.
No, I'm Soter, Warforge, built for battlefield combat and support.
But
I don't remember the song.
Alright, so
okay, this is entirely different then. Wow. Okay. See, I thought you were gonna freak out a bunch when you saw the other Warforged at that one place where we at.
I get excited
makes-
if I see another Warforge.
Yeah, but I thought you were gonna be like, it makes sense how calm you were compared to what I thought you were gonna be like when we first met them, and why you weren't asking them so many questions.
Right.
That
Yeah,
makes more
I'm-
sense now.
Okay.
Okay, we're good. We're on track. I understand the backstory.
and he looks at you and he says, always remember who we are. We are Warforge, built for battle, combat, and support.
And I say, we are Warforge, born for war.
Oh, that gave me goosebumps. Shut up right now.
And
Me too.
he says,
Oh my god.
and like you can kind of hear that when he says that, and when Soter says his part, when he says born for war, you kind of hear them all say born for war. Everyone says it unanimously.
My dogs.
And they
My dog.
They
Rolling
kind of
deep.
They kind of have this look, and they're like, all right, so be ready. And they just kind of like all like in a just a uniform look, just like
Do the robot out of there.
no, they all just kind of,
It is, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Oh my bad. My bad, baby. My son.
you know, they kind of like left face and just bow.
To be
They
fair,
all
he was
just
doing
keep
it
on.
first.
Yeah.
Do what?
I was like, to be fair, you started doing it.
I mean, yes, because I'm just thinking, all right, this is my left.
It's like a
this
march.
is my left.
March.
It's just like
Left.
left
Right.
face,
Yeah.
you know. And they just,
I got it.
So,
I thought it was funny.
as you go back
Yes.
to the group, Talin kind of looks at you and he goes, "Are we? What's he kind of has this look of what's about to happen? What's going on? What happened?"
I do not know why they are here, but that is my family. They are the ancient insurgents, the AI.
And he goes, yeah. He kind of has this look of, he's kind of like concerned. You can kind of see that he has like a very deep concernment in his face. And he's like, we've always gone to them. They've never come to us. They have always been very dismissive of us. So now that they're walking out here to us, I'm wondering what's about to happen. And he kind of looks at you guys and goes, so where are you guys standing when it comes to this whole thing of
Well, I didn't realize they were by us. I thought you guys were like.
I didn't really, I thought they, because he was briskly walking towards them.
Yeah,
no, but
he came back.
they would see, everybody would see me go to them,
'cause it was super
have an
quiet.
interaction,
Yeah, it was super quiet. That makes sense.
and then they go their way, and I'm coming back to the group.
Okay,
so
I got you.
so now Talon's looking at you guys like, so where do you guys stand in this whole rally?
That's one of the things I would have liked to talk to you more about in private when you did the no thing.
And he goes, oh, yeah. He's like, he kind of starts thinking like, all right, cool. There is
Cool.
kind of like a small town a little bit over that's just, just like this area right here, pretty much wiped out. We can all meet there and we can talk about this if you guys really want to know how I see it, how I perceive it. We can meet when the moon is high and I'll tell you everything that I know.
It's a date.
Oh.
He kind of goes, like, not really paying attention. He goes, yeah, damn, yeah, and just kind of like books it, like picks up book, drops bowl, just books it.
Talin?
Yeah, Talon. Alright, so what are you guys doing now? It is like dinner time.
Is the moon high?
No. So I guess the question is,
Do we get a trek over there?
yeah, like it would be a couple hour, maybe an hour or two trek. But what are you guys doing from because the sun's still up at this moment, like it's evening time, the sun's probably going down. So like,
Soter, was that your family?
Yeah, I said that.
When? When did you say that?
I don't know, maybe you were giggling, but I said it. I was like, I was telling Talin that that's my family. I don't know why they're here. They are the AI, the ancient insurgents.
I guess Cuilorea is like, so that's your real family.
They were my first family.
Why didn't you stay with them?
I had to learn. I had to grow. Why are you not with your family?
I guess the same reason. I had to learn and had to grow.
I wonder why they are here.
Do you think you learned what you needed to then be with them? Or
What
do you
I
learn
what
what
I
to?
have learned is that I will never stop learning. You need to write that down.
Never stop what?
Learning,
Learning.
because that's for us. Real life. Never stop learning.
Words by Kayn. Quote it. Make it a t-shirt.
On it. Well, done with my soup.
You like Talin.
I like the way Talin reacts.
Yes.
Playing with his heart. The girl
Yep.
is playing with him.
I can tell. Talin likes you also.
I don't get flustered around you.
Most men do.
I am not encroaching on your man.
That's good.
That was not my intention. I saw the look you gave me.
That's good.
Good.
Snatch your ass up. No.
That's good.
I'm glad we can all still be friends.
Yes.
Oh.
Sharpening her ex.
Yes.
I'm hiding behind Niramour, even though I am much taller than her
And able to go invisible.
and able to go invisible.
You just-
I stepped behind Niramour.
what do you pick
So
her
what
up
should we
in the
do
bush?
until
Yeah.
time to go meet him?
I am curious as to what my brothers and sister are here for.
Let's find it out.
Maybe they're here because they're joining their army.
What was your catchphrase you said?
Catchphrase?
When you greeted or were saying bye to the other Warforge, you always say the first part, but no one is ever around to say the second part for
Because they are not part of the AI.
So only the AI says born for war.
Only the AI say that we are Warforged. Only Warforged with that group say we are Warforged, built for battlefield combat and support. It is our greeting.
What about the Warforged in the... What town was it we were in?
They were
They're
not AI.
They're not AI.
So what's the difference?
These bitches are smarter.
They have an agenda. They are militaristic. They are insurgents. We are insurgents. It is strange because
The best way to explain it is that the AI are kind of more the people who've gone and have reached the forge. And, like, everyone's a Warforge. But I think there is a sense of camaraderie when you've gotten back to the forge. Like, it's like...
Kind of like a
It's
frat
like-
house.
In a way, it's like a fraternity, but it's almost like...
but Osiris.
It's kind of like going back to...
What's the forge? Is that where you guys are made?
In a sense, it is just our home.
Just the home? Okay. I didn't...
So who makes you?
That is an interesting question
I don't.
that I don't have the answer to.
Ah,
It seems embarrassing. Who makes you?
they don't make you. You all were
Mom
made
and Dad?
back before, and now the
Soter
newer
has a
ones
mom and
aren't
dad.
made the same way, so they're not as.
Does he?
Is that accurate?
Kind of, but not really. I mean,
Whoever made you is very powerful. You have like a soul. It's like a deity who puts you on the earth. Or a god or something.
we do have souls.
So as I said,
But-
the person is very powerful.
But only the insurgents have discovered and understood their soul. I am still searching for mine. That is why have not been with them. If I was with them and at the forge, then I too would be, what is the word, complete?
That makes sense. A god made us two, the furbolgs. We were made from the earth, and then the leftover portions were dwarves. So that's the story we were told when we were younger.
Wow. Leftover part.
Doesn't mean they're less than. It just means that they had extras that they can make even more people.
I've heard many stories about the Warforge. Many are not true. But I am still learning that truth. But if Osiris is here, and there is a war to be fought, then I am curious what part he has in this.
If they're part of this war, do you think that we should be too?
The insurgents,
Yes.
I don't know how to put it. They don't trust very easily.
Me either.
Are you guys? Do you have like innate magic abilities?
Hmm?
Do you guys have magic abilities? Like I know you shoot people up with syringes to make them fly and grow their feathers back, and to help out with like strength and whatnot. But is that magic or is
It is no different than you. What you do.
stuff comes from my body and the earth? Your stuff comes from
My body.
potions.
That I make some potions. Some things come from me. And I
So,
pick up a rock with my mind and I float it in front of you. That is not a potion. That is me.
so you guys do have magic. Do you think is it better, question, out of character, is it better to call you all the AI or Warforge?
Just Warforge, just you.
Okay. So, do you think the Warforge had to register themselves too?
Yes. Anyone who uses magic.
Do you think they would have liked being on a registry for the Queen?
If I know Osiris, he does what Osiris wants, not with anyone else. And I do know Osiris. He is my brother.
So, you probably wouldn't have liked that.
No more than Niramour liked it.
No one likes it. But okay.
So is Osiris still off?
So conversation goes by, as you guys are going through all that, and you got like before the whole conversation, you guys kind of saw them go into the tent. Ro kind of met, kind of motioning them into the tent. They all go through the tent. A man comes out, and he runs out, and you hear people kind of like huzzahing and clanking tankards and everything, and it kind of comes into your area, and you start hearing the whispers that are saying that the Warforge, the people of the Forge, have joined the cause.
Oh.
And as
So
that's all
that's what they're here
happening,
for.
as that's all happening, you kind of see them all, Osiris, Glaive, all them, they step out. Osiris shakes hands with Laurel, and they kind of, all shake hands with Laurel, and they all walk off, and they start heading out. And as they're heading out, you kind of see, is it Isis who's the monk?
I can't remember. I think she is. Isis is the monk. Glaive is the fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Quill is the cleric.
Alright. So you see Isis look at you and kind of like, you coming? Like, kind of has this like look at you like, are you coming? Like, what's going on? As they're just kind of marching along, and you're like, and she's just like, kind of like gives like a little whatever, like, you'll come when you come. And they just kind of keep on moving. But it looks like it's starting to get to that time where you guys should start going off to. You kind of see like the sun starting to like getting to the point of like, it's already setting, but like the sun is like reached equal with the earth, and like it's starting to really start to hit dark.
All right.
Okay.
So let's head.
All right.
We don't see Talin anywhere walking, do we?
Make a reception check.
No.
No. Nah, you don't really see Talin anywhere. He probably left earlier in the day.
Darn.
So it's a quick march up to this like. You can tell like this is a very just desolated town. You can kind of still see like the foundations of places, certain parts of the houses that might be dilapidated. A lot of them were made out of like strong woods, but even those have crumbled through through weathering. And there's like one still like stone building that still has like it's 4 walls but not really a roof, and you guys see a small light in that building.
I guess that's where we're supposed to go.
Should we enter with caution? Do we completely trust Talin?
Why wouldn't we?
She loves him.
Right. So far he seems like a good guy, but I'm just very cautious as to where his loyalties lie.
Where were we meeting?
Like, obviously they lie with his leader, but he seems to know about the prince that my people have kept that was for a peace treaty with the old king that Cuilorea killed. So
Where were we meeting?
here in this town, that was an hour or two away from.
What's town look like?
Like a ghost town.
And we saw them go into a building. Who did we see go?
No. So, like I was saying, flat town. Everything is kind of like dilapidated. It's like, I don't know, going to the West End or going to like just an old town that just no longer really exists. It's just destroyed. There might be a couple houses that might have its like small part of the structure, but there's like one place that was made out of stone that still has its 4 walls, and you see that house or what is left of it, and you see like a small light coming from that house.
All right, I'm lost. So we were at the encampment.
Yes.
Why are we going to this town?
Talin said.
You guys didn't have to. I needed to because
Oh.
I wanted to talk to Talin.
Yeah, Talin said.
I just assumed you guys were coming along.
Yeah, I mean we'll roll with you. So Talon said meet him there.
Yes.
When the moon is at its highest.
Yes.
Okay, and the moon is at its highest,
Yes.
and we're okay. I got it.
Yeah. I'm just a little concerned that there might be other people in here, or it might be someone else.
But we told him we would meet him.
True. I guess we can just go in expecting the best.
I can scan if you like. I can scout ahead if you want. I can have Pup go look
Were you
around.
whistling?
My squirrel was like,
Oh, so you were getting your squirrel and I'm grabbing Pup.
I got a pink. No, I'm kidding. I got a pink one.
maybe we should just keep watch outside and survey the area while they go in. And Niramour can message us if they see anything inside or have any issues, and we can be outside if anything goes wrong.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So we go in.
I'm going to go. It's like 2-story house, 1-story house.
Yeah, 2-story.
Squirrel's gonna start perching up, and I'm gonna make my way onto the roof to look around that way.
I guess
I want to send Pup Pup around back, and I stay outside, I guess.
me and Imina will go in front then. And you're coming with us too? So the ladies will grace his presence.
And as you guys kind of are like approaching the building, or as you guys are like walking in through the doorway, you see kind of Talin has like a small fire that he's built, and he's just kind of reading a book, and he goes, "Oh, I heard whistling. Was I supposed to whistle back? I don't really know how to whistle."
I don't either.
Okay. I've always felt like I was alone on that, but that's cool that more people know how to whistle.
Another thing is,
Autumn
Charles-
doesn't know how to whistle. I don't know if Cuilorea might know. She doesn't now, but fuck. So, are you here alone?
He's like, yeah.
Why did we have to
I'm gonna
come
like
to...
sit down next to him and be like, not anymore.
Why did we have to come to an abandoned place to talk about this?
Alright, so you know about
He's one of my best friends.
Ronan.
Yes.
So the thing about it is when Rastar died, when Rastar was killed, that is when the Lokaga clan split. A lot of them were very true to the old king, and some became very loyal to Laurel. And it has started a lot of infighting, and because of that, the people who were loyal to the old king decided to be quiet. We decided to stay silent, but that was one thing.
Notice that he said we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, we decided to stay quiet, but one thing that we all spoke about was loyal to whoever king you want to be loyal to. We don't speak about the true king.
My issue with this is in Goliath law, as you were talking to Imina, you don't like the strength competition and whatnot. Neither do the Furbolgs. But my issue is whoever beats the last king is the true king type of thing, but not the heir. And I am concerned for the Furbolgs. Peace treaty is my main concern, because the reason we had peace was because we kept Ronan safe, and then you guys kind of kept us safe type of thing. And we could fight our own battles, but if it was kind of like, if something came at us, you were there to help.
And he kind of looks and goes, that's the reason why I don't like him as our leader. He is very wishy-washy. He's not a person who wants to commit violence. Like, if you don't agree with him, he's going to flat out kill you unless, you try to cause some type of harm. But there has been a lot of people who decided that they weren't going to be loyal or be in agreement with him, and he basically stripped them of everything that they could have, anything that they couldn't carry on their back or in their hand, and he kicked them out and left them to fend for themselves.
This is great.
So if we don't agree to join, he'll kick us out?
In a way, yes, because you guys haven't joined. I think you guys are lucky. So he's just going to be like, all right, cool. So we break ties here. You guys can get out. But I think the problem is that if you guys join, and at any point, if you guys do not fall in line, he will say, then he's going to try to strip you of everything that you have if you can't carry it on your back or, you know, in your hand. Like, you don't get to have it. And that's kind of how it's been. You know, people had homes, people had family. If you couldn't carry it, you don't get to have it.
So, does he know about Ronan? Does he know there is an heir?
No. That is the one thing that all Okada have said that we would never talk about is of Ronan.
Okay.
We aren't going to bring Ronan into this.
Question outside of Cuilorea. So the Lokage clan, is it mostly made of Goliaths? Like, he's like some outsider who came in as like he's a human, right? A human Goliath,
Yes.
but like
No, he's not a Goliath.
Not a
Like,
Goliath.
he's not a Goliath at all. He is a human.
he is a human,
Yes.
a barbarian. That's what he
Yeah, he's a barbarian, but he is human.
and he's not a Goliath. So it's
No.
kind of sus. Okay. Okay. We both know Ronan. I haven't seen him in a year or two, but I don't think he's not a fighter. He's a bookworm like you are. Like, he likes playing sports and whatnot and being active, but mostly he kept to himself. I don't think he'd even want the title. But, you know, it's been a year or two. He might have changed his mind, and I don't think he knows his dad is dead either unless word's gotten back to him. Which might infuriate him.
I thought that's why he was hidden, because his dad died.
Yes. Well, it was kind of during the whole
Yeah,
thing
his
of,
dad
like,
brought him over as a peace treaty because, like, he was safer with us than he would have been there.
and then it was like, alright, cool, like, some stuff is happening.
His throne was
Take
probably
it.
threatened and whatnot. And
So it was like, take care of him, because I don't know if, like, that was kind of the thing. His throne was threatened, so he's like, I have two, maybe one's going to take over, but if that one doesn't take over, I just need to make sure I have a backup that's taken care of.
is the other son dead? Do we know where he is? I forgot those two. I'm gonna ask that to the guys that I'm gonna ask if he.
He's not dead, but he
Nobody knows where
nobody
he is.
really knows where he is. He was kind of a person who did not want to fall in line, very stubborn. Leroux didn't want to kill him,
Sounds like your next king to me.
so
What,
Or leader, I guess, not king.
I would think that Bhel and I can hear this conversation.
Yeah, you guys are in the room with us, I believe.
No,
So-
they were outside, like.
yeah,
Checking it. Like, if something happened, Niramour was gonna message them and then come in and be like,
yeah, it's not
We're
like
patrolling them, so.
yeah.
Cool.
So it's nothing's really like
don't you have like supersonic
enough
communication?
to like.
It's not supersonic. I hear
Supersonic.
well, and pups in the back. But it's not like it's a fortified spot. It's just a rickety old
I
abandoned
just
house.
heard you hear, or at least mumbles of it, and if you have good hearing, then yeah.
So I want to know. I guess I'm gonna come in because I want to know if maybe this is out of character. I want to know if he had anything to do with Mike's condition.
Yeah.
Who, Talin?
No, not
No.
Talin.
Oh.
I don't think he's capable.
Who, Leroux?
Leroux.
Yeah.
Talon's actually the mastermind behind this all.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
That would suck.
And
No,
that
you're
wouldn't
his
suck.
bride.
That wouldn't suck because he fell in love with you and you'd then control him. So perfect.
Isn't that how it works? That's so messed up. So I'll come in and I'll ask. I've heard
So-
what was discussed.
Oh, Soter! Oh wow, I didn't know you. No, I'm kidding.
Did you
Does-
follow us? Oh my god.
Does Leroux have anything to do with Mike's condition?
He kind of sits there. He says, no. He doesn't. I guess the question is, I need more clarification. As in, like, did he cause this to happen? No, he didn't cause this to happen. But did he really do anything to stop it? I mean, he found her. He found Imina. Is it really stopped? Only time can really tell. I think that with the clerics that he had, I'm pretty sure they were strong enough to probably stop this. I just don't believe that his goal was to actually stop the god from taking over, just making it enough for where they can seal him to be a weapon. That's from what I can see. I think he was trying to have a weapon. He fell upon this, saw it as a good opportunity, and envisioned having a
Orc god
that could pretty much slay a whole army and break down walls. Just an invincible.
We already got our orc goddess.
So we don't even know if he is truly helping Mike right now. It could be an attempt to have that god reemerge.
Yes and no. Based off what the council says that having the god emerge is probably too big of a risk upon the rest of the people. He supposedly convinced them to, if he could somehow subdue it in a way to tap into it when he needs to.
So that's what Amina's for.
He said, sure.
But if it's not for the god itself, does Mike have any claim to the throne?
No, he doesn't have claim to the Goliath throne.
No, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Which is why I'm so confused how you all let a human take over the throne. Why was that allowed?
Combat.
Which is, I understand the opinion of having your strongest in the clan surpass the king and whatnot, but he wasn't even part of the clan as far as I'm aware. He came in and made some friends and killed them, and then that was it.
Is it like completely legal to just challenge for the throne?
But that's why I was confused, like...
Why don't we challenge for the throne?
That's what I was thinking. Why don't we do that? But I don't know this bitch's stats. And I don't want to lead a whole Goliath clan.
It's one-on-one combat, isn't it?
Who would we put up?
You see Talin go, I mean, yeah, it's one-on-one combat. It's a battle to the death.
Yeah, it's... My other issue is, in the law of Goliath, can the throne be handed down any other way? Because I don't think any of these guys want to be the head of a Goliath clan. They're vast, and could it potentially be handed down to, let's say, Ronan? Or if he doesn't want it, maybe we can find his brother or someone capable.
So there are different ways to put this. One, whoever's king, whoever his firstborn is, becomes the person who carries the throne. It's the next person in line. That is usually how it works. If the firstborn, it's usually someone in the family, someone in the lineage that takes on the throne, and that's how it is. That's the first way. The second way is if there is a hole that needs to be filled. Let's say there's a crown, the crown has no head to be upon. If everyone can majority rule that we all agree upon that this person is the person that we choose, and they are the person that we are choose, if they like it or not. As long as the majority says it, they are the person who's rolling.
And the third?
And the third is, if the king is still ahead, anyone can challenge for the throne. And it isn't a battle that you can come back from, it is to the death.
Oh, the temptation.
Soter's trying to become a Goliath king. Okay.
It wouldn't make sense. I want to, out of character, I want to, but it wouldn't make sense. Like there's.
You could do it and then destroy the
No,
crown
yeah.
in Game of Thrones.
I thought.
But also, it's like she said, I don't know his stats. This could be, who knows what level he is. It's just, if there was, she maybe would have reason.
That's the issue though. The orcs and Goliaths, like, they're kind of friendly, but they're not the best of friends, and it's kind of like they don't usually hate each other, but they don't communicate like that. And having an orc on the Goliath throne might be.
We're on the brink of war.
There are no rules.
But my issue, what if we? Because I was thinking through this too. Like, we could definitely challenge him for the throne and kill him if he was.
Or
if
get
we
killed.
Had it, or get killed, right? But that's why I was asking if there was another way, and if the throne is empty. So
It's not right now though.
Yeah, but if he mysteriously is somehow gone, if we have Niramour seduce him, and we she's done it before, and we somehow do it that way, then
It was just a thought. Like, there's no reason for us to be trying for the throne. It just seemed really convoluted, and it would, because there's a split, right? There's a split. The Lokaga.
anyone who follows the guy who is now the whatever his name is, what is his freaking name? Leroux right now is only because he won. Like, the Goliaths are centered in like being strong, so they will follow the strongest.
There's
so
half that are doing that, and the other half feel like he's not the rightful. He wasn't the heir to the throne. The heir lives.
So, like, in a way, there are the traditionalists who say he won fair and square. The rules are the rules.
Yeah.
We have to abide the rules. But then there's the other ones who are just like, but that was our king. We favored him. We loved him.
It's like this. It's like the second ruler, because that's a majority rule for somebody else. But it's like, so it's split down the middle.
You know, so they're like, yes, they were too young to take the throne, but it isn't fair. And, you know, that's the one side. They're like, it isn't fair that they didn't get a chance. You know, but the other side's like, again, it was one fair and square. We can't say anything about this. Like,
I'm just trying to figure out how we can get Ben back on the throne and him off, because I personally don't like an outsider being on the Goliath throne. It's kind of sus to me, especially since he's human. And my point is, I don't understand. Listen, no, he's a human, right? Where did he come from, first of all? Why is
that
he
doesn't matter. He's a fighter. It's no different than me being on the throne or Niramour. The race doesn't. You're on that half.
Yeah, it kind of, no, because they pushed us magic users out because of our race. He is not a magic user. He's a barbarian. Is barbarian magic a little bit? He has a little bit, but it's not.
whatever subclass he chooses.
Yeah, the humans. Humans landed on the land where the Goliath, the Yalkalai, and everyone else had, and we were all like magic users, and then they pushed us out of the way because we had magic, and they were scared of that. So I'm confused as to how he ventured all the way out here, and why he would want to take down a human kingdom when he himself is a human. Did they banish him? Did he upset the queen? Why is he doing that? Because he wasn't a part of us being. He wasn't a part of being pushed out. He would be accepted and stuff like that, right? Or am I missing a backstory thing here?
Roll a history check.
Because the bitch is confused.
Let's see.
You kind of see what I'm getting at?
Let's see what
Not-
you would know.
Really?
She wants to know what his motive is. Like, why he even wanted to do it in the first place.
It's two ways. Either, and I'm split. Either reasons don't matter. He's
I'm
it.
at 20.
He wanted fair and square. The other part is the rightful heir having it, and it sounds like that's where you're leaning. The rightful heir should have it.
No, I don't. No, my issue is I want to know how this human was able to infiltrate the Goliath ranks, because we're not very fond of them because they pushed us out. Like the Goliaths and the Alkali and everyone else, we're mad at them for pushing us out. Like, we could be welcoming to outsiders, yes, but the motives and how he got there are just really confusing to me.
I think he just wanted the throne.
But did he? But I just feel like he has.
Insurgent to the queen and is trying to.
Yeah, I feel like he has ulterior motives.
Oh,
if
probably.
that be for
I mean,
himself,
he's a
or
shady
for
dude.
And if he's trying to convolute and like
Oh well,
create
it's
angst amongst ourselves.
anyway
I
messed
rolled
up as
a
hell
20.
because now the Warforged are here,
Yeah.
and it's the same. We
But do you
got
see what I'm trying to figure out? I'm having a brain blast here.
okay. Let her do her thing.
Alright.
I follow.
So not at 20.
Yeah.
So the history of Vieski is that there used to be the Furbolgs, the Orcs, the Goliaths, the not like the humanoid but not human people,
Yeah.
who also coincide with the three tribes, the three human tribes. This is kind of like the almost the caveman stories, like of like how everything kind of started. These 6, tribes lived in harmony, lived in balance. Everything was great. At one point, the kind of like the settlers, the Purist settlers, came here to start new land. They started in the south. They also were up in the north. They kind of came from both ends. Years and years went on. Their technology advanced, but all the tribes just stuck to what they knew. They were like, we know magic. We stick to what we feel is more natural. We stick to that basis of it. They wanted to keep magic pure. The people of the Pures wanted to advance technology. They wanted to see how far they could push it, what they could do with it, finding things to advance it. At one point, tried to wipe out anybody who wasn't like the other humans, the other 3 tribes, because they were like, we're trying to push the land, we're trying to do all this stuff. But what ended up happening
Did they try to eliminate them or integrate them?
They tried kind of both. In a way, it was elimination through integration.
Because I feel
Join
like
us or die.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't like it was kind of the join us to die, but it was like kind of more of like,
because they're easier to pass than 6
Yes.
foot tall blue people and 6 foot tall gray skin people.
So it's
and-
like if we can integrate them,
Mechanical
we can
people.
wipe out their culture through just breeding. If we can breed out if we can breed them out, then boom, they cannot win.
they did send some Niramours to vanquish the.
So with that happening, that's kind of what happened. So after the humans kind of integrated, in a way enslaved them, telling them, you're one of us, you're not part of these people, your culture is banned, da 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 da. They just kind of well integrated them. things kind of happened with the Arcane Purge, and that's kind of what happened. Is they integrated them, and at the point of their peak of technology and integration, it seems like everything kind of crumbled afterwards. So,
see, that's my thing. This little, whatever his name is,
LaRoe.
he's LaRoe. How old is he? Because I thought he appeared young when we first saw
he
him.
does appear young.
Because he wouldn't have been around when the 3 human tribes were being...
He would not have been.
So, there comes my issue again. Why is he fighting on the Goliath side? And why is he taking over the throne? Is it just for his own... Is it just... is it merely just because he wants to be a king? Or...
He's a barbarian.
But is there something else to it? Like, does he just want to be a king? But that's not obviously not the point.
Talk to him.
Because I'm scared for my people. I'm scared for me and my people. Because if that's the case, because he wants to fight the queen. But I want to know why. I want to know. And he said it's because they pushed these people to like a new land. Why does he care? Why does he care?
Just because you're white doesn't mean that you can't want to fight for black people.
That's not the point. He killed. Okay, that's like. We're not talking about white and black now. We're talking about.
That's just layman's, just breaking it down. But aren't we?
No.
But
Not at all. This is like talking about a pig and a chicken, and them having opposing wars and shit like that, and the chicken being the leader of the pigs.
Why not? If the chicken believes in what the pigs are doing,
Then he would have.
I like the black and white better. The chicken and pigs must be up.
There's humans that are black and white.
Exactly.
Yeah,
all of these are living people, and he.
That's what in D&D, they're different races. Like, Furbolg is a race, human is a race.
Yeah.
yes, but even if you look in the player's handbook, that even in humans, they still have
They have
different
race-
cultures
yeah.
and different races.
Yeah.
So it's like there's these people, there's these people. These people have long hair that are more brunette and
I think it's-
haired and tan skin.
I think in a magical universe, it's a lot more complicated than the black and white that you're putting out there.
No, but I'm saying it doesn't need to be.
But that's what I'm.
Just because he's human.
Oh my God.
Like if he was a Goliath, would he be cool?
Yeah, because he challenged the king in his own territory. I'm trying to figure out how first this human wanted
He's
why
on
he
mine,
wanted to
he's
travel to the Goliath people and kill their king. Why he wanted the throne for himself. Is it simply for power? And in taking over these people and becoming their king, why he has such an angst towards the other side. Because if you wanted to help a race, you wouldn't go in there and kill their king. You'd be like, hey, let's fuck some bitches up.
What better way than to take out the leader?
How would that be a better way? Because obviously they loved him. And obviously it's going to cause a rie.
I'm not saying that this dude ain't suspicious, that he's not up to something.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He could be. It's just not, to me, it doesn't seem strange for a human to...
You're forgetting in the D&D world, there are so many different things. Like, elves don't like humans. Half-elves are outcasts.
I mean, that depends
and shit
on the
like that.
campaign, but... I lost my thought.
Like, the humans in this world don't even like Warforged.
Right.
They fear you guys.
But
So,
what is this Warforge doing?
You're trying to break
rolling
down
with-
that barrier.
So, how come a human cannot want to be part of that culture, the Goliath culture?
It's not that he can't. It's the way he went about it.
Oh, well,
And it's...
Well, we don't entirely know that story yet.
Exactly, that's why I'm so confused. That's why I'm trying to figure it out. That's why I'm trying to put together pieces.
Oh, well, let's go talk to him.
maybe that's
No.
what we I don't know. Spit it out. There's nothing that you're saying that I'm disagreeing with.
It seems like I don't know.
No, I'm just trying to see.
I think he's
It's
trying
not
to
that
say
he. Yeah, it's not that human.
We need to be equally suspicious as to not be suspicious. Like we
I
need
think
to.
Autumn's scared to go confront him and ask about it because if it is the scenario that he has like some ulterior motive that like
Then we'll kick his ass or die.
Well, to me,
Oh,
that's,
yeah, we just don't
that's
die.
reason to go talk to him. If you are in
That's
fear for your
exploding
people,
yeah, that's exploding something so big, and if like
but in this moment we also like really don't have the leverage to be able to do that because
there's
they
a
still
million-
have my dad.
yeah, there's a million people
So,
on
like-
camp too.
and my boys are in camp with this dude.
And they've already accepted to fight with him. Would they turn?
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm scared. You both are like, let's go do this, and I'm like, there's
Well,
so many different.
Yeah, there's so many different things, but what are we gonna do? Just stand by and watch?
No, that's why I gotta be more slick about it. Not charge in there and ask his ass.
I think that's exactly what we do. And we
That's what we're
don't.
trying not to do.
Alright. Bhel. You can do that thing where you can, like, put a ball in his pocket.
We have
and
so
listen
many
to him.
ways to get the intel
Yeah.
that we need.
How many times has that worked for you before?
It's
Well, it
it's
works.
worked.
It's just,
But in
Like we found out about.
we found
The-
out that the person that we thought was a pimp for Warforge was perfectly fine, and there was nothing wrong with him.
Well, he was a jerk, but
No,
everything was legal.
you know, we were totally.
But didn't we do that with the queen and the king?
and we didn't get anything.
I thought there was somebody else that we had spied on before that. But anyway, I don't know.
You did.
Yeah. And it was successful.
Just because it didn't get the result that we wanted.
Exactly. Yeah. You never know what you're gonna get.
But
Damn chocolates.
do you understand my concern of why an outsider, not even that he's just human, an outsider would actively seek out the Goliath clan if he wasn't a part of it before, kill the king, take over, and try to take this army of people that are already enraged and take them to go slaughter themselves for a war that's just this war like is just. We got kicked out of the lands. We got everything else. They're trying to subdue magic.
But you're saying
But-
he should not be for that.
I'm saying it's weird. I want to know what pushed him to do this.
This reminds me of. I'm gonna use the Black Panthers. Black Panthers were pro black community and the empowerment of black people.
Mhm.
Blonde hair, blue eyed, white actress
Mhm.
is involved with the Black Panthers.
Mhm.
Like, what the fuck is she doing here?
She didn't kill their king though and take over their people.
No,
did
no,
she?
no. But she did supply them a large amount of money.
That's not what he did though.
This is different. It's too different. She's not going to go and kill the head of the Black Panthers.
Exactly, it's different. It's completely different.
But you're saying if this lady came to the Black Panthers, killed the leader,
it would be
and
fucking
took over.
sus. It'd be fucking sus. Why is she doing that?
why is
Why
the,
she gotta kill him and then be
Literally.
like,
the better
I'm
I'm on
question
your side?
is if why would they follow her? Because the Black Panthers wouldn't follow this lady. They'd kill her if she did that. But this dude did it,
Because
and he still has.
that's the
But
law.
I think okay, so
That's
I
the
think
law.
if we're focused on like
Why it's strange because he's human.
no, I think the issue is that you're like okay, but like he's doing the like the good thing because he's like fighting for them, but you are like, why is he fighting for them? Because he could have fought for them without killing the king. So why did he kill the king? Why was that necessary?
Okay.
Why is that necessary?
How did I not get that point across?
I don't know.
I
She
literally-
did it just like that.
I literally said that 7 times in this conversation. Okay, we're gonna watch this back, and I'm gonna point
No,
out how
I'm-
many times I fucking said
No,
that.
you can watch it and you can tell me.
You can watch it.
Alright, guys.
But yeah, like why is it necessary?
Why kill the guy?
So that is the question that may be answered next time.
Or may never be answered.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys have to answer that question. You have to figure out how you guys are going to answer that.
I got you, dude.
But the question is,
No, I wasn't
What was
heated
it?
at
Why
all.
is it necessary
Sorry.
to kill the king?
Sorry, I got you
Yeah,
off
why
mute.
did they have to kill the king?
Oh,
Those
we'll
debates are
find
good
that
for you,
out
though.
in a fortnight.
Woo.
Good night, you guys.